Well, good morning, traders. I think I'm live. Thank you for being here today. My name is Joseph. I'm with Smart Money Traders. We trade here every day live on YouTube from around 9 to until the latest 12, but typically we're done before 12. This stream is for education purposes only. This is not a recommendation to buy or sell any futures contracts or foreign exchange. This is just me thinking out and talking out my trades live on YouTube. So again, thank you for being here. Educational purposes only, not financial advice. So we're looking at yesterday, which is primarily the market that I trade. If you're looking at 30-minute, which is the bottom right chart, I'm going to make it bigger. As you can see here, we went down last night from that sell-off, which was that same zone. When they try to close this gap, they closed the gap yesterday when they opened yesterday, and then here they went down. We have a little fair value gap right here, which is a very fair value gap. So if we hit this, we may see some movement to the downside, but definitely expect this market to move higher unless there's something really off, because it looks like pausing the tariffs just get this market, some momentum to the upside. So yesterday we had that from the open. That was the open candle right here. This candle right here. And then we move higher to the zone. So we are pushing it again. At this point, we're not sure if it's gonna break or not. But I can tell you, based on right now, we're kind of close to the pre-market high, which is at 53. 53 is the pre-market high. So I think that's something they're probably gonna break here. So that's something we should be looking for. It looks like longs is the way this market wants to go this morning. And if we're looking at, there was a mini trend line right here that got broken. So that's something we gotta keep in mind. From 7 this morning, we've been going higher, 15 points higher. So that's a pretty good move. Even though right now 15 points is not the same what it used to be. In yes, 15 points can happen like this in a snap, because markets are just much more volatile. Notice yesterday, ES found support right at this fair value gap created by this big candle when it was announced that Mexico and the US, the tariffs were paused. So this is the candle that was created yesterday, and that candle created the fair value gap, and that served as support here yesterday morning. Through the European session, we had some support here, came in here, got rejected, tested again, and then went higher. So right now we're hitting that's really fairly thin fair value gap. So let's see how it goes here. So this is what we're seeing here for the ES and NQ. Let's see what we're doing in the 30-minute. Got plenty of room to move to the next fair value gap, which is about 75, 74 points away. Same scenario with the NQ. That fair value gap created by the Mexico and US pausing the tariffs. Again, same fair value gap held, hit it, never really closed beyond it. So that's what we saw yesterday. And the NQ, they definitely did a better job. I mean, the closing of the gap happened much higher. As you can see, the NQ is a little bit, this area here, that's an area of resistance, as we saw it yesterday when the market opened. Market sold off. That same resistance held, become support here. Oh, I know. Right now we had that resistance. This was support. And it became resistance yesterday at midnight and sold off quite a bit. I think probably sold off by, if you were short here, you had about 477 ticks available to you, which is pretty, over 100 points. So yeah, right now we're definitely, we'll be waiting as we always do. It's 9:28, 2 minutes before the market open. So let's look at see another another instrument I'm starting to look at is believe it or not, is live cattle. They open at 9:30 and they close at 2:05. Yesterday we find support right here. So, we may see a bullish day today on live cattle. Because what I'm thinking is, it's very sexy to trade ES and NQ, the more popular things. This pays money like ES and NQ. You just gotta get on the right side of the market. So I'm starting to really look into those exotic contracts. So okay, we just open up on live cattle here. So we saw a bounce here yesterday. So going higher here is a very, very big possibility, and we test this fair value gap. So let's see what happens. Let's see how the market opens today. Yes, is that zone here again. Seeing a sell-off here may not be a surprise here. We can definitely see some selling coming in here in this market. So typically we don't take a position until at least 5 minutes into the trading session. So we're gonna keep that the same. So we'll look to do that when the time comes. So definitely we wanna see how the market develops here. Again, seeing a sell-off here at the open is not, because we're right at resistance when we open. So we may come back to 38 area. And if we were to get down there, we can see a move higher here. Or maybe we may not even get there. So we'll find out. It's 9:33, so just gonna definitely wait. Looks like I made the U-turn to the upside, but we're ranging over here, so let's wait and see how this plays out. Once again, we're kind of bullish on this market this morning, but we gotta wait for it to do what it's gonna do here, if it's gonna retrace or just right now it's just ranging. So we got a pivot here, so we definitely can see it break. See if we're gonna see that or not. Right now looks like we wanna go higher. I think bound up close here could be in play. Definitely hesitating here. We'll have to clear 55. Thank you, 55. We're probably going to be looking for higher prices right here. Break this fair value gap, kind of close beyond that. So, and I think today is Wednesday. I think we might have some news at 10 o'clock. I got to look at the calendar here. Let's see. Looks like we're about to break this pivot here. Let me see something here. And now, Forex Factory. Yeah, we had the ADP. Oh, we had it early today. Typically, the ADP non-farm pay will change. I don't know, maybe I'm thinking about claims, which happen on Thursdays. Let's see what we got here. So looking at this here, we're looking at ISM. Okay, we have some news at 10. ISM services PMI. So that's something we got to keep an eye on. We'll definitely be very careful here. 9:40. So 10 minutes into the market here. This market's trying to go higher. We did say here at this fair value gap, we're going to see some kind of selling up there. And that's what we're experiencing right now. If they break it, we definitely have potential to go much higher. But as you can see, there's definitely some sellers here. Some aggressive selling happening. I think below 50, we may see some, there's the push to the upside here. I mean, honestly, just looking at this market, we will not take a position here until maybe after 10. Everything is cleared up because there's a resistance right at 55. So if they clear that and Q is moving higher, which is a good sign, that means we may see a move up here too with the ES. 55 is definitely a barrier. Yeah, just looking at this market here, tell me you're gonna do the same thing that we did yesterday here. So this market ranging up there. So I think we should see a push and take out 55. If it does take out 55, we should see some higher movement here, some higher prices. Still at 54.5, 54.75. That's where it's moving back and forth to. This market is kind of just ranging here. Nothing major is happening at the moment. I think everybody might be waiting for the news at 10 o'clock on the ISM services PMI. So At the moment, we may see some kind of move to the downside. ES right now, when I'm looking at ES, we got to that fair value gap. If you look at the bottom right, I'm going to make this bigger. Did say we could find some resistance here like we did last night. Coming back to 40. The 40 area might be something that they do. So we're just going to have to wait and see. Obviously, we're not going to be looking to... It's too close to the news. 10 minutes before news, 10 minutes after news. Typically, I try to stay away from entering any positions. That's something that we wanna give it time for it to develop here. And when we're looking at the Geiger counter, it looks like it's swinging to the upside, meaning we may see some buying pressure coming here. Again, if you whatever you're doing right now, as far as are you just watching the market, or are you actively trying to look for a position? Let me know. I'd like to know. Just get an idea how you guys are doing out there. So yeah, this market here is ranging. It looks like you may want to go to the downside at the moment. Yeah. So yeah, we're seeing some push down here from this fair value gap. They tested. Again, 40 could be a place that they want to go long. So I'm not gonna take any position at the moment, but definitely 40 looks like that's somewhere they may wanna go long here. 38.50. It's a night between 38 and 40. We can definitely see some. We can see some buying coming in, because that was support from last night, even from this morning. That got support there too. Definitely wanna wait and see here. What am I doing? Well, I have this indicator on my other chart where if I just click on if I just click on chart, I can place an order. So definitely don't want the ES going down. Now ranging below 44.5. We definitely could see some more down move here. Even though when I'm looking at the order flow, the sellers are being absorbed here. As you can see there's buying, and there was some nice couple imbalances right here at that level. If we can close this bar higher here, we may have a chance. And look at the VWAP at 41, and let's call it 41 3/4, 42. So they may want to go to the VWAP here and bounce higher. If they do that, we'll be ready for that. So definitely still bullish on this market, really, when you think about it. So, but again, right now, before the news, 5 minutes before the news, we're going to see some repositioning, reshuffling happening. Because of that, I'll be staying away from this market for the next 10 minutes as far as getting into a position. See, I had to reconnect. I got to put my ATM back in here in the ND. Do we have any questions? Let me check the OBS. There's no question, no comments. So I guess everybody is doing well. Yeah, again, this wasn't a surprise at all. That's why we didn't want to go long here, because it was right at that resistance zone. And also 53.25 here. It's a resistance here too as well. So again, coming back to this area here between 39 and 37, that'll be an interesting area to watch on the ES. And see if we can, we're gonna go higher or lower here. Let's see. Definitely could do a quick scalp here to the downside, but it's so close to VWAP that I don't know if that's a good idea, because it may definitely bounce here. Again, between 39 and 37, we may find support. So let's find out here if it's gonna turn around here or not. It's 9:57, 3 minutes to the news. So definitely I'm gonna keep my powder dry here, but keep pushing lower here. Definitely at the moment, the trend is, I would say, it's down on very short term, but long term, it's definitely a bullish trend. If you look at top right, the market internals are bearish. So that's another thing we gotta keep market internals are definitely getting bearish here. Looks like the bulls are stepping in. Honestly, if it wasn't for the news, I'd probably try to buy here, because this is exactly what we said. Hey, if it gets to this support, we'll be buying. And we're right on VWAP too. So seeing a move up here is definitely something that that's normal. It's not, as you can see here, we're not gonna buy because we're less than a minute away from the news. About 20 seconds. 20 seconds from the news. So that's why we're not buying here. But otherwise, this was a nice buying opportunity. Buy it right around here. It's 42 and a half. If you bought at 42 and a half, you already made 4 points. There you go. Here's the news. All right. The news saying, hey, we're going higher. It looks like. So it's a lot of gyration here. Let's see. Yeah. So as you can see, it's back and forth here. Let's see. Forex Factory. News came out negative. So could mean we may see some lower prices now at the moment. So again, they went back and test that zone. If they go lower here, let's see what happens. They may want to go lower here. So I think at the moment, because the news is negative, they went up there, they couldn't break it. So definitely looking for shorts, it makes sense. To be looking for shorts, that definitely would make sense. So definitely we want to wait for a pullback and a turnaround to the downside before we engage here. So we already got that turnaround, really. Kind of missed that. Kind of missed this. Let's move down here. See how it goes. Missing on this on the VPS. But I was able to take a short my regular computer. But it's okay. And reload this script here. Right now we definitely want to be shorting. Well, the selling is on the way. I hope you guys were able to catch it. Pretty big selling here. Remember last night, 2050 was about 20 was the low. So definitely we may go and test that and go back higher or keep going lower. Too bad I didn't have a chance to catch it on here. Nice little setup here at 45 to go short. Again, this is a area we can see some support here, but I'm expecting that support probably most likely might break here. As you can see here, we've been ranging for the last minute or so. Got a few bars is ranging. Yeah, we may see a little push up right here. We may see a little more higher here, and it might be short lived. So more and more, the yellow, that little yellow sign you see here is basically saying, hey, this is the point of control for the bar where most volume has been traded. As you can see, it's from here and going higher. But again, we knew this little push up could be short lived. People probably taking profits. We'll definitely look and see if we can go lower here. I don't know. Between these two levels, we might see a little fight going on. If they go above 38, we may see a deeper pullback. But definitely, any move up right now, I would treat it as a pullback. So on the top middle chart, whenever you see a yellow, like an orange/yellow bars, it's like a stalemate going on between buyers and sellers. Nothing really definitive and clear here. So that's what's happening here. But we definitely could see a push down here. And the next level would be 2150. That would be the next support level. That would be the next target here. What I'd like to see here is a break to the downside here and come back, test it, and go down. So my old mentor used to say, break, hook, and go. That'd be ideal. At least I did benefit a little bit of that move when we went down. I'm one of those people that still use Ninja 7 in some instances. So in my Ninja 7, my regular computer, I was able to take a short, but I didn't have a chance to do it here. But that's okay. All right. Or we can see that double pullback I usually talk about here. After we talk about a double pullback, they fail one pullback, go down. So that could be an opportunity here to go short. If they want to go lower, yeah, it's going higher. Just playing around here in this area. All right, let me see if we can go short here below this range. Okay, we got canceled because we got a bullish bar. It's definitely forming a base here. And if we're looking at here, so I like the range chart. It kind of gives you a good idea what we're doing. Look at this. Look at this here. We're ranging here. Again, we're still favoring the short. I think 41.5 could be a resistance up there with the VWAP. But at this moment, this market we can see some we've been experiencing some wild swings in the equities. So, a move higher here is not going to be like, oh, that's so shocking. It's definitely possible, and we see some buying, some real active buying happening here too. Look at this, those imbalances to the opposite, to the bullish side. So let's see if 41.5 will be, because you got to 41.25, and then some selling started happening. So it could be they're selling right now. Why are we doing this? We're coming back down to here to go higher. Is the selling. All right, here's what I'd like to see here for me to feel comfortable, because this probably gonna warrant a pullback here. This is the pullback. This is the pullback, I think. What's happening here? Let's see. We're ranging, are we? We're going lower. If we go higher, we'll go higher, but if 40, okay. Let's see. Can we get to that first target here? The next level will be 21.25. So it might. There you go. All right, let's see how it goes here. I think 41.5 probably should be 41.75 should be my stop. Fortunately, it doesn't look like it's gonna work out in our favor here. Get caught in this. Fortunately, here we're probably gonna get taken out. It happens, you have the market right, but this market is moving higher at the moment. Let's see. We're playing around the VWAP, so let's see if we we may get a move higher here. Okay, looks like 17, so we should see, we're kind of right in the middle of the, let's see, we're right in the middle of that initial balance almost. We're a little below the mid of the initial balance. So again, we'll try to sell it down here, and we got timing definitely wasn't the best, I guess. So now let's see if we can go lower here. We'll give it a try here, lower 37. Yeah, we're gonna try use just one contract at the moment, because we want to make sure that we're seeing this market right. Well, looks like it's gonna chop around here. Like the sellers are stepping in here. It's a big back and forth here. Let's see if we break 30 or 38. If we break 38, then that could be a sign that they want to go lower. But at the moment, it's just ranging here. So we're at VWAP, so we're playing around VWAP here. Lots of buys and selling happening. So I think the sellers might take over here, but yeah, they're pushing higher here. Lots of buying. Let's see if I can buy up close here. What we're looking at as far as resistance here, 53.5. Look, we may go to 53.5 here. Let's put at 52. Let's stay put here at break even. We may come back and tag us out, but let's find out. We're hitting 48.75 here. And pulling back is not surprising, because that's a standard deviation from VWAP, the first standard deviation that definitely could serve as resistance here. This is probably what's happening at the moment. All right, let's see if we can get to this target here up there. Right now it's ranging. We might get taken out of break even here. Yeah, still push up here. We can definitely see one. 52.5 is the pre-market high. So I think we may go back there, because we went there before and we sold off from there. Then this time around, we have my stop. I have my target, sorry, right in front of that. Okay, this is the push up here. I'm gonna capture 2.5 points. Maybe we're gonna capture 3 points. Let's capture 3 points on here. We may come back down and tag us out, but at least we'll get something. I think we may try to buy close here at 48.50. Okay, got canceled because try this here. A little bit below here should be nice to get to. Okay, all right, let's see if we can move higher here and get to the target. Target should be with it, but I'm gonna leave it there. But I'll be trailing my stop when we get. If we were to get to this pivot here, we'll tie in our stop. Let's see if we can get to this target. Again, if we get to this pivot up here, we're going to tie an stop. Right now, we're still right at that standard deviation that could be serving as resistance here. 47. I probably could move myself to 47 here would be a place to put my stop. Because if you come back below here, some aggressive sellers at that level here, but let's see if they're going to get run over here by the buyers. So we're getting a light blue background here on the MES, so meaning things are starting to look more bullish on the different time frames and different bar sizes here. So definitely we got that. We said we're going to tie in our stop here. Capture another 6 ticks. We're breaking up. Yeah, been seeing some selling here. This pivot is definitely not a surprise at all. Gonna move our stop. Capture 2 more points at 49. Put it right at the pivot, right at the high here. Can they break it? All right, let's see what happened here. Okay, we're seeing a push down here. So we're gonna survive this. Honestly, at this point, if it's gonna break it, it's gonna break it violently. Move our stop up a little bit here. So we capture 7 points on this move. Yeah, we got 7 points captured here, which is not bad. Hopefully we could have done it on 2 contracts, but after losing that first 2 contract trade, we say, hey, let's just try a one contract one. So kind of trying to get back in sync with this market. Again, we're at the top of the range, so we should expect some kind of pullback here, but which may take us out. Okay, we got taken out, which is fine. Right now we're seeing it ranging really. The last 7 minutes has been kind of ranging in this zone. Looks like more selling off going on right now. It's 10:44. Again, we at this fair value gap. We may see some kind of push up at the moment, but at the same time, we had a resistance. Okay, that makes sense. Because 53 was resistance. And also that was resistance from last night. But, and so far we positive for the day, the most important thing. So this back and forth here, we're going to let it settle. As a matter of fact, what I may do is create, I'm just going to step away from the screen for 1 second. Yeah, definitely the selling looks like it's on the way here. But again, for me, I'm looking at this is more ranging up there around this standard deviation. That's first standard deviation for the VWAP. That's what we're doing. We're kind of buying and selling here. We're gonna at 52. That could be a buy at 52. We're definitely gonna be staying put here. This market's kind of topping. It doesn't want to move from that area that it got rejected earlier, which was the last hour and a half. It's been doing that. 9:30 got there, almost 2 hours right now. Because these are 30-minute bars at the bottom right. So it's still kind of moving, trying to find it, which way he wants to decide to go here. Let's see. Sellers are taking over here. I think I'm gonna step away here. This market is selling off, drifting lower. Like if we get above 50 here, we may get some kind of buying. It's 10:51, so we're getting close to the London close here. We're getting really closer to that, so we'll wait and see how it goes. I'll be back in about, say, 15 minutes, I'll be back at 10 past. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, we're seeing some up movement here. They still cannot break that zone here. They already hit that 10 o'clock. They couldn't break it when the news came out. 42 minutes later, they did the same thing now. About an hour later, they're doing the same thing. So if this breaks, we're definitely going to go higher, possibly here. But 11 o'clock, almost to 11:30, so London market closes soon. That's the time usually we see the market sometimes goes down. Yeah, I'm going to push higher here. See if this is going to be sustained or is it a stop run? Yeah, we book higher here. This is the thing. London is about to close. Typically, this market does that. It goes higher to go lower. So definitely you can see the sellers being more aggressive here. Let me move this time in sales over here. 15 minutes to London here. We definitely be careful here. Yeah, this market is drifting lower here. I'm going to end the stream at the moment. This market is kind of ranging down here. See, I don't know if it's going to try to bounce higher or move lower here, but with London closing, usually we see a move to the downside. So with that said, good luck if you're still trading. Just be careful out there. This market is definitely showing signs of weakness up here. What they did here probably took some people long and then probably bring him all the way down here. With that said, good luck, God bless, and happy trading. Bye-bye.